marketplace, AI image generator, and a bunch of other services that encourage users to engage with BSC network. We've been around for since 2021. During this period, we were able to scale BabyDoge to over 1.8 million holders and just over 8.3 million transactions on BNB chain. And we're very excited of testing new features with BNB, and we're a proud BNB flag holder team.
Thanks. Yes, BabyDoge has been part of the ecosystem from the early beginnings of BNB Smart Chain. They're one of those projects that, although being a meme ecosystem, they've withstood the test of time. So I think you guys could be, considered a good example for new memes launching out there, since we're trying to avoid, people creating memes and just leaving. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I think. Sorry,
Tom.
one of the things that is a big value proposition is that we bridge the gap between animal lovers and the technology, right? So we believe that one of the ways in which BNB Chain has supported us first is by reaching new people, but also bringing people that were not a part of blockchain into the blockchain through our campaign for animal welfare and all of our work with charity, including our world record with most amount of foods donated to pets. That all happened through BNB chain transactions.
Wonderful, thank you. And finally, we have Dora Factory.
Hey, GM everyone. So this is Claire from Dora Factory, and maybe you know better of our other branch called Dora Hacks. So we are a decentralized governance infrastructure builder.
We can't. Can anybody hear?
I cannot hear her.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Claire, yeah, now we can hear you.
Ah, nice. Okay. I will say again, sorry. So GM everyone. So this is Claire from Dora Factory, and we're a decentralized governance blockchains. Back to 2020, it was BSC who firstly supported our initiative to build quadratic funding outside Ethereum now. So,
Wait, Claire, could you check your signal? We still can't hear you very well.
Okay, wait a moment. You can go next topic first, maybe.
Okay, yeah. Sounds good. All right. Anyways, guys, now we're going to focus a little bit more on how 1BNB has affected you guys' project overall so far. Just one thing to note, all three of these projects, Athena, BabyDoge, and Dora Factory, have also been wonderful supporters of our BNB chain hackathons, each of them having their own sponsored track for people to be able to add to their communities and therefore to the BNB chain community as well. So let's start with very general. How has 1BNB and the stack of technologies that we built impacted your project's development within BNB chain and the blockchain space? Maybe we'll start with Theseus at Athena.
Yeah, sounds good. But on our side, OPBNB was the first other chains where we expanded. I think we've settled there late last year, shortly after its release. And well, the general feedback from our community was that they were amazed by the overall UX, like the low latency, the very low fees. It basically costs nothing to execute a swap or providing liquidity. It's already quite very low on BNB chain, but on OPBNB, it's simply amazing. And for us, being a bit forward looking, the development and the vision around OPBNB Connect, it's perfectly in line with our expansion plans. So our goal is going to be to serve the entire BNB ecosystem. And what we're going to do is that Thina, in the way it works right now through the VE33 model and any protocol can access our incentives, we're going to go cross-chain with that within the entire one BNB ecosystem. So for example, if there is an app-specific chain that launch and they have a need for liquidity, they'll be directly able to tap into our massive user base and our incentives and basically all the assets that Thina has to bootstrap their liquidity from the ground up in a cost-efficient way, the same way it's done currently on BNB. And so this is pretty exciting because I think in the near future, we're going to see more and more app-specific chain, and a lot of them will have needs for liquidity. And so Thina aimed to position itself as the DEX that will be able to serve that demand. So seeing the vision around OPBNB Connect was definitely very exciting for us. And well, overall, I think the current biggest barriers to adoption, they're related to user experience, right? Even if it's getting better, we're still very far from being able to onboard your old sibling, so to speak. And so most of it come from infrastructure bottlenecks, and other comes from poor UX practices and some Lego pieces that we're missing. But as a protocol, it's very important the chain you're choosing to build on. It's based on the ecosystem, it's based on the infrastructure it can provide. And on our side, well, having the BNB chain team focusing on things that matters, like reducing gas fees, improving finality, and abstracting multi-chain complexities, it, it gives a lot of benefits to our user base, that's first. And on our side, it allows us to completely focus on delivering the best product as possible that can leverage the efficiencies of this infrastructure. So it's a big advantage for us to be on a chain that have such a vision and that already have such a great infrastructure that we can rely on at all time.
Great, thanks, Theseus. And Thina here is a good example of a project that has different needs in terms of chains for established infrastructure and already available liquidity. Thina leverages BSC quite well. And for anything related to higher throughput transactions, Thina has done a good job in terms of what they've been able to build on OPBNB. Next, let's see what BabyDoge. What do you guys think about this?
Well, first of all, working with BNB has always been our number one choice. When we launched our project back in 2021, BNB allowed us to scale very fast because it was able to handle a large volume of transactions very efficiently due to the block time being a lot faster than all other chains back in the time. It's also helped us with interoperability, providing smooth exchange experience for our users, which was crucial as we're aiming to read a broader audience, right, and an audience that was not necessarily into blockchain. As a result of that, we saw tremendous growth in the beginning, uptick in user adoptions because the barrier of entry was lower and the platform capabilities were very robust, which makes it easier and more appealing for new users to join our project and to participate on BNB Chain's network, let's call it. Continuing from there, we were able to deploy several smart contract test smart contracts on BNB, looking at a layer 2 solution that could improve future development for us, user interaction, a lot cheaper or lower transaction fees, which we believe will continue to help the overall adoption in blockchain and enhance overall experience. As Theseus has mentioned, one of the things that we're very early in the technology, and we believe that the continuation of BNB's commitment to creating products that serve the community in a faster, more efficient way is crucial to the growth of blockchain technology and the growth of the projects that are leveraging such technologies. And to touch a little bit about Greenfield, it's something that we have been exploring with potential gaming partnerships and other projects that require IPFS-like solutions. And Greenfield brings an extremely well resolved solution to image storage on blockchain. We're very excited about continuing to leveraging BNB chains and one BNB's initiatives to provide better services in blockchain and help projects from a very diverse set of backgrounds, such as Thena's project, BabyDoge projects, Dora Hex project, continue to grow and continue to onboard more people into blockchain.
Great, thank you. And how about Claire? Let's see if your connection issues are any better now. Claire? One second. There we go. Claire, I just made you a speaker again now.
Okay. Am I back? Can you hear me?
There we go.
Nice. Thanks so much. So, actually, under the initiative, we are always the biggest supporter for BNB to run its developer community. Actually, as you may already know, we are a decentralized governance infra builder, as well as one of the largest multi-chain developer community in the world. And actually, for a developer community, uh, we love a blockchain with very high performance and like the exclusiveness like BNB chain, because developers just need a playground. They need a good developing environment to build projects, and BNB chain is one of the best options for them. So that's one of the reasons why we love to help BNB chain to develop its developer community around the world. We have supported over 10 global hackathons and local hackathons for BNB chain and previously for BSC. And currently, we're pushing the development of more decentralized protocols like quadratic funding, like MACI, which is minimum anti-collusion infrastructure, natively on BNB chain. So we love to contribute to this ecosystem to help this ecosystem become more decentralized and bring more more energy to the development of the builder community growing in this ecosystem.
Got it. Thank you, Claire. Now let's touch on the concept of mass adoption for blockchain, which is much needed in our space, and I think we can do great good for the population overall. How about you guys maybe touch now on how does your project in particular foster or help foster the mass adoption of blockchain overall? Maybe this time we'll start with BabyDoge.
Absolutely. So BabyDoge Coin basically is a partner in the goal of fostering mass adoption with BNB chain through several key initiatives. Right, the very first one is operating under BNB chain, benefiting from fast and low cost transactions. I think that's widely known, which enhances the ability for our holders and also understanding the growth curve that we are able to execute, because memes are such a fun way to spread awareness and to create reach and engagement and top of funnel awareness for projects, that we believe that continuing to work with BNB chain and continue to making fun memes and engaging content will foster the growth of the BNB chain solutions. But also with our BabyDoge swap, the AMM, right, that brings the NFT marketplace into place, the AI image generator that encourages users to engage with the BSC network by leveraging the potential to create images and create BabyDoge memes at will, and then mint them as NFTs and display their love and their support for what we stand for, to our commitment to charity, to social good, to the donations that are made through animal shelters and welfare organizations, which all has helped build a strong, supportive community and also gets the word out of what blockchain projects such as BabyDoge deployed on BNB chain are able to produce as an impact. Moving forward, we plan to continue to expanding the offerings inside BNB chain, integrate more features as they are released, and partnering with other projects such as Tina, who we do have an active partnership with, to enhance diversity and the utility of applications within the BNB chain ecosystem. So we're looking forward to this continued quote unquote alliance and supporting BNB chain, because the success of all of our projects lies on our ability to work together and bring awareness, create a fun environment, and bring a fair opportunity to all.
Thanks. And now maybe let's go on to Theseus. How do you guys think you guys will ultimately help the vision of mass adoption here?
Sure. It's funny because the entire premise of having blockchain-based application is that we want to improve inclusivity to, for example, the financial world. We want to make it as easy to access services as it is to access internet in most part of the world. But we still have so many barriers to entry that it's still actually very hard for someone who knows nothing about Web3, about blockchain, to actually get started without any help, right? And we still have a lot of work to do on that side. I think it comes down to uh, three big topic. The first one, obviously, is educational. Uh, we try to make it as seamless as Web2, but of course there is still a learning curve at the moment. How to interact with your wallet? Why do you need gas on your wallet to interact with an application? Those are all barriers to entry that can seems easy to understand for us, but it's not for a new user, right? So the first big work to do is on the educational side, and this is kind of like, it's not a singular effort by one protocol. And I guess BabyDoge touched on it. It should be a collective effort, right? And this is why I feel like we see so many collaborations within Web3. It's because, for example, BabyDoge is amazing at onboarding new users that are used to use Web2 applications. They're great at converting those users into Web3 users, and then maybe they're going to explore DeFi, GameFi, AI, etc., etc. And so, in my opinion, with decentralized system, we are able to do things in a way that is way faster than in the typical Web2 world. We do centralized database, do singular unit of businesses that have a way harder time partnering. So this is the first branch. The second one, and I touched a bit on it, is the user experience. And so, as I said, it's very hard to make sure that you have gas. It's very hard to onboard fiat money into crypto still. It's very hard to understand how to move from a chain to other. And so what we're doing on Tina is that we're constantly thinking about how to remove those pain points for the end users. So for example, you have a cross-chain swap directly available for our dApp to be able to seamlessly, I don't know, swap USDT on Optimism to BNB on the BNB chain to get started. And we've also a gas refill option, which helps user. We're working on account abstraction, which in my opinion will be one of the biggest topic in the coming months, because let's be honest, wallets, they haven't improved in the last 5 years. It's still the same thing. It's a mess to understand how it works. And so having account abstraction, we're working on this with Particle Network, will make it way easier to onboard people. And second, being able to interact with a dApp without even having prior knowledge of the chain you're at, or if you have gas, etc., etc. So this, in my opinion, will greatly improve user experience and will make it way easier to mass onboard people. And overall, the third topic is about removing fragmentation, right? We see many chains, many roll-ups, etc. And it's great. I think this is partially what we need, as long as it's justified why you need it. But you should have a way to connect those chain and those rollups, etc., between each other without having the end users having to understand how to make the move between those chains. So fragmentation is really an issue that we should tackle, and that we're also trying to tackle with our cross-chain partners to make it as seamless. In the future, you will be able to provide liquidity on the BNB chain, on Thena, through optimism in a couple of clicks, for example. So I think it's not something that we're going to be able to fix alone or soon. This is a collective effort from a bunch of builders that are trying to build something more inclusive and better in the end. Just the path to get there, it's going to be complicated.
Thanks for the insights, Theseus. How about Claire? Are you able to share your particular vision on how you guys help with mass adoption?
Yeah, sure. So I think for us, it comes in two ways. One, as DGov infra builder, we bring more democracy to BNB chain. Everyone's we are sick of centralization, like like secret group of people deciding everything in this world. We are sick of it, so we want to bring more decentralization to the world, to every blockchain ecosystem. So by building the DGov infra in multiple chains, especially on BNB chain, we want the community to decide what they want and what we are going to do, what we are going to fund, how we should spend our money collectively by the will of everyone. So that's one thing by bring democracy. The second thing is, as Dora Hacks, we build developer community for BNB chain. So we bring more builders and applications for this ecosystem. Blockchain ecosystem is nothing without applications. It's just the same like iOS is nothing with applications. Android is nothing with applications, and blockchain ecosystems are the same. They are nothing without dApps. So we bring more builders to the ecosystem, and by them, we bring more applications to the ecosystem. And by the applications, they bring more users to the ecosystem. Therefore, we can achieve mass adoption for the blockchain overall. So that's two ways we bring mass adoption for BNB chain. Um, yeah, that's almost it.
Great, thank you. Yes, developers are absolutely of key importance to the development of the blockchain ecosystem in general. So it's good that we have a project like Dora Hacks, particularly focusing on that. Now, moving on, what would you guys say is your particular aspiration for the future of BNB chain? How do you guys see your projects continuing to evolve? And maybe this time let's start with Claire.
Okay, so we are the hosting platform for the annual BNB Chain Hackathon this year. Currently, we are at Q2, the second one in a series, and we'll be going on supporting in Q3 and Q4. So of course we are involved by supporting BNB chain hackathons, by supporting BNB chain builders very directly. And then like we are a builder of native Quadratic protocols and MESI protocols on BNB chain. So we are like bring DGov to BNB chain. And at the end of Q2, we're going to deploy a quantitative funding round for BNB chain again. And in Q3, maybe we will bring Macy for BNB chain for the first time in this ecosystem. So that's the way we support BNB chain. And apart from that, of course, actually BNB chain is Binance is one of the earliest investor in Dora Hacks and Dora Factory. I mean Binance Labs. So we are involved in multiple ways, and apart from hackathons, we are supporting BNB chain grants, incubation programs, and some direct builder or application recommendations on a daily basis.
So yeah, in a lot of ways, we can be involved in supporting BNB chains sustainable development.
Great, appreciate it, Claire. How about Theseus now?
Yeah. So I think on our side, like native dexes on a chain, they have a specific role. I do believe that we're kind of like an extension of the BNB chain BD team. Our job is, and personally, I'm constantly on the lookout for innovative protocols with proven product market fit to bring them on BNB chain, to build on BNB chain, and to scale obviously their liquidity with us, because that's our business. But it doesn't stop at the liquidity growth, which is what you want, Athena. But I think what you get when you work with us is that we connect you with the rest of the ecosystem. I cannot even count the amount of times that I've, even without working directly for liquidity purposes with a protocol, I've introduced a protocol to another one because I thought there were synergies. And that brings back to what I said earlier. It's about pushing the space forward together and building a strong ecosystem. And a DEX to thrive is reliant on one, the infrastructure of the chain, and on its ecosystem of builders and users. And so how I see Tina developing with the BNB chain is to keep what we're doing. It's attracting top quality protocols to build on BNB chain and use us as their liquidity layer. It's to provide the best price execution for users looking to swap assets or to use perps responsibly, of course. It's to provide an experience that can finally beat the experience provided by centralized exchanges, so that it's just a better user experience and with way more inclusivity. I want to be able to provide sustainable yields to our LPs so that our entire model is sustainable and long lasting. And essentially, I want to see Tina grow to the number one DEX and grow alongside the BNB chain. And so our job is to support the ecosystem overall and connect people when we can and help them with their liquidity needs.
Great, thank you, Theseus. And I think you touched on a very important point there regarding introducing projects to each other. So we're all in this together. We're trying to build an important network effect here. So relationships between projects and connecting one another is super important. So we're all part of this. And we want to really honor the narrative of not needing centralization. We can't point to like one particular party doing everything, right? And being in charge. So this is just such a good point in terms of how to navigate the Web3 ecosystem in general. For any builders out there, count on making connections for each other and the connections that others can make for you. Don't just rely on like one particular party or don't point and blame others for it, right? So the spirit of Web3, in my opinion, is definitely a lot of full-on collaboration with one another. So finally, last to touch upon this point, BabyDoge, what do you have to say about this?
Well, first of all, is echo what Theseus just said. I think a good way to illustrate the interoperability and the interdependencies of blockchain is to think of a chain itself. Each of us, each of our projects is a link on this chain, right? And we continue to work together and expand not only the technology, but expand the knowledge base so that others can benefit from everything that is being done on BNB chain, right? So we're ambassadors, we're promoters, we're the BD team for BNB chain, and vice versa. Looking ahead, the way in which BabyDoge aspires to continue to segment itself as the leading meme coin within the BNB chain, right? Continue to innovate and expand the project visions, leveraging the popularity of memes, the popularity of BabyDoge, the popularity of NFTs, the popularity of all the blockchain-based charity initiatives that were largely not started and pioneered by BabyDoge, and also with BNB chain, BNB chain's involvement. We continue to aim to enhancing our platform with new features, new AI-driven tools, broader integration with with expansions within BNB chain and other blockchain services. And the long-term vision is to become a central hub for dog-themed, charity-focused Web3 projects and cryptocurrencies and partnerships, fostering like a unique niche within BNB chain. We believe that core creates crowd, and we'll be focused on our core, the meme space, the charity space, the animal welfare space, and supporting BNB Chain's ecosystem, bringing a lot of fun and a lot of social impact to it, which we believe will continue to segment the good reputation of blockchain. We all know that there's some not as good reputation out there, and we believe that with projects such as Tina, such as Dora Hacks and BabyDoge, and BNB Chain as a whole, and the whole BNB Chain team, we believe that we can bring this technology a very good reputation, great expansion, and be good ambassadors of the technology that we all stand for. With that being said, I wanted to thank everyone that provided their time to us, and hopefully we were able to answer some good questions and give some color on how important BNB Chain is.
Great. Appreciate it, guys. We're reaching now the end of the Twitter Spaces. Would any of the guests like to touch on any other points? I know all of you are have tracks in our hackathons. Maybe you want to touch upon that, or maybe the most exciting item that you guys are working on that is set to launch soon. Just any parting thoughts that you may want to share.
Sure, we always have a lot to share, but currently we're beta testing Arena, which is our social fi product I mentioned at the beginning. So anyone will be able to create trading competitions. We're going to have some huge trading competition in the coming weeks. BabyDoge will be part of it, by the way. So keep an eye on this. We're going to have others gamification layers that will let anyone be able to earn extra rewards based on how much he used Tina in different ways. We're also having a hackathon linked to Arena. As a second step, we want to add a point system, but not like your typical point system. It will be based on experience point. Everyone will be earning titles based on their activity on Tina, which will translate at the end of the month into a global point system that will reward users with our tokens. It's going to be very inclusive. So I invite everyone to check out our socials and check when we're able to release. And if any builders are interested in building such a system, please do check our hackathon track. There are some nice rewards to be earned as well. And you can also reach out to us on our Discord if you need any other information. And also, thanks everyone for tuning in. Really grateful for the huge community that BNB Chain has. So let's get back to building.
Thank you, Theseus. And yes, we're excited about what you guys have coming up with Arena and the social platform for DeFi. So with that said, BabyDoge or Dora, unless you guys have any thoughts, we're gonna leave it here. Thank you everybody for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, BNB team. We're very proud to be a part of this family, and we thank you very much for having us. Go check the BabyDoge track out. It's boosting utility and engagement for BabyDoge. So if you have any ideas on how to increase the utility of BabyDoge, how to boost the number of daily active wallets, and creating experiences or games, enhancing traffic on-chain interactions on BNB chain, please go check it out. There's a very good reward structure, and we're looking forward to hearing from all of you.
Yeah, thanks for everyone coming and thanks for having us. I just dropped the link to sponsor tracks of the current 1BNB hackathon in the comment section. You can see the bounties provided by BabyDoge, by Sina, and by Dora Factory directly on this page. If you're building on BNB chain on OPBNB or Greenfield, or if you want to apply for any of these or all of these bounties, go check out the page. Yeah. Thanks everyone again for coming today.
Yep, and thanks to you guys for your wonderful hackathon tracks. We're looking forward to what comes